Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Cybersecurity Awareness Month, which takes place every October and now in its 19th year, is a collaboration between government and private industry to raise awareness about digital security and empower everyone to protect their personal data from digital forms of crime. Joining us for this segment, Dave DeWalt is back with us with NightDragon. Dave, it's great to see you as always. Welcome back to Trade Talks.
Thanks for having me, Jill. It's great to be here.
Yeah, and Cybersecurity Month, such an important month, and there's so many things that enterprises and consumers need to be aware of. What's top of mind for you right now?
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, first of all, it's just wonderful to see the Cybersecurity Awareness Month just elevating and global as well. You know, not just enterprises and corporations getting behind this, but a big thanks to NASDAQ for doing this as well. I think it's so important, right? Cybersecurity has become one of the biggest threats and risks we have in the world, right? It's become integrated to, warfare, terrorism, ransomware and crime, hacktivism, et cetera. And so the danger levels have risen. It's almost a golden age of cyber, like I say, and really important from an educational and information point of view for citizens and board members and management at companies all around the world to get smart and to get educated in this area.
Yeah, I mean, 2022, it just feels like the headlines continue to be fast and furious. And so what new challenges have these threat trends created for enterprises today? And when you talk to chief information security officers, CISOs, what are their biggest challenges and risk areas?
Yeah, I'm Jill. I have a lot of empathy for chief security officers. As you probably know, I chair safety and security for Delta Airlines, one of the biggest companies in the world. And, we have a lot of threats and risks there, but, I serve the administration a number of ways, sits on a lot in boards. I mean, CISOs have a tough job. The cyber threat environment is at its highest levels we've seen in 20 years. We've seen this almost revenge of ransomware, I call it, unfortunately, hitting us back. We had a small reprieve with the Russian-Ukrainian crisis that were going on, at least from a ransomware point of view. We had some good fortune to take down some of the biggest ransomware operators at the beginning of the conflict. That set them back, but here they are again. So cyber threats are rising in ransomware. We see a lot of espionage activities going on. Obviously, a lot of crime. If you followed a lot of the crypto thefts, some of them in the hundreds of millions at a time. So, an interesting time to be a CISO and, challenges. And then you put on top of that, Joe, a lot of regulatory components, which are important for us to do. I mean, we learned a lot over the years with things like Sarbanes-Oxley for revenue accounting and management there. But in the world of cyber, we don't have a lot of that. But now we're starting to see the administration push a little more regulation, which is good. But there's a balance of regulation, security, and privacy. So tough job for CISOs right now.
And Dave, one thing is there is a silver lining to situations such as this because there is innovation in the cybersecurity industry as it looks to respond to these threats. What areas of innovation are you watching most closely?
Yeah, Jill, I mean, I can't be more proud of what, I watched during this time here at NightDragon. We're an investment and advisory firm. We see a lot of the world's innovation. It's wonderful to watch that. And I kind of call it crowd, cloud, and AI, right? So what we're watching is the rise of AI capabilities, machine learning and artificial intelligence to really counteract attackers and what they can do. So technology advancement and innovation and AI is power. And then of course, the hyperscalers like Microsoft and Google Cloud and Amazon AWS are providing an incredible platform to scale defensive tools in ways that we've never seen before. So cloud has become important, easier to deploy, faster to roll out, easier to manage worldwide. And now the power of the crowd, I think that's one of the most important areas we watch is the crowd empowerment. Now AI is enabling the crowd to work together. So if there is sort of victim one or patient zero, so to speak, we can very quickly protect the neighborhood. And that's true for consumer security, enterprise security. And then you put the crowd together with public and private governments working together. And I've been really proud to talk about our government working best as we can with the leadership, processes, people, public-private partnerships never been better. And as we say in cyber, it takes a village, and the village is important from a crowd point of view.
And let me ask you more about that village. We know the technology component is important, but what role can individuals such as myself, where there's just a lot to wrap your head around, what role can we play in mitigating cyber risk?
Yeah, there's two roles, Jill. I mean, first is, get literate on this, right? It's Cyber Awareness Month, Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Literacy matters because when you look at the biggest attack vector, it still is, what we call spear phishing or credential stealing. So clicking on a link or not knowing that there's perils by downloading something or visiting a website or not monitoring your email. So hygiene is everything, but also important is really get, kind of basic tools in place to protect yourself, like a VPN. There's now free VPNs that allow you to connect securely to networks. I use one called NordVPN. I've nothing to do with it, but it's a great company and product. But also things like Norton LifeLock to monitor your credit and your banking, just basic small things you can do to monitor, and two-factor authentication. So if somebody does steal your credentials, you have another authentication that you can use as well. There's 4 or 5 basic things that don't cost much that can raise the bar so it's really hard for criminals to hurt a citizen. And it's those little things that matter from an education point of view.
They certainly do, Dave. We appreciate the insight as always. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.
Thanks for having me.